Hi, my name is Lauren McDougall, and I am going to debunk the wide-held belief of learning styles. Imagine this scenario. You have studied hours and hours for an exam until you feel like you know it inside and out. You are surprised, though, to see that you barely passed. Later, as you reflect on it, you determine, it is not my fault. I am a kinesthetic learner, but the professor taught only to auditory learners. I had no chance of doing well on that test. That idea has been preached for a long time. In this scenario, it is not just an excuse. It is a white flag. We are imprisoned by our learning style. There is hopeful news, though. Research actually does not support learning styles. We are capable of learning anything when we use good practice methods. Although there are many ways to categorize learners, one very popular system identifies students as either visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learners. The idea of learning styles suggests that students learn best when instruction matches their style. For example, auditory learners would best learn about parts of a plant by hearing a lecture, discussing the topic, or watching a video. Visual learners would succeed if diagrams or pictures are available to study. Meanwhile, kinesthetic learners would benefit from making a model plant or dissecting a plant to identify the parts. These ideas are deeply embedded in our educational system. In fact, many states, including New York, require teacher preparation programs in colleges and universities to include learning styles in their curricula. However, research does not substantiate learning styles. Consider some recent research on learning styles. Researchers from the Indiana University School of Medicine invited anatomy students to take a VARK learning style survey. They then encouraged students to study according to their learning style. Even though they knew how they supposedly learned best, 67% of students surveyed later admitted that they did not study according to their prescribed style. Additionally, the students who did study with their learning styles in mind scored similarly to those who did not. In another case, researchers allowed study participants to practice a new skill using their self-identified learning style. In the end, they did not learn the concept more quickly or effectively than those who did. Researchers went a step further and watched brain scans while patients matched words or pictures with their pairs. Patients performed the same, regardless if the task corresponded with their learning style. Educators want the best for their students, but teaching the idea of learning styles could have negative consequences. When students feel like a task is contrary to their learning style, it could lead to a self-fulfilling prophecy. Students would simply give up and feel like they had no chance of mastering the content because of their learning style. Learning styles define and limit students. It also puts a lot of unnecessary pressure on teachers to match different activities to specific students. As Willingham suggests, rather than expecting instruction to match your style, you should transform your thinking to match the task. Different tasks require different thinking. Even though there is so much research against learning styles, educational journal databases do not present these findings. One study found that 94% of 109 articles about learning styles started positively. 89% of these articles implicitly or directly endorse the use of learning styles in education. Why do we struggle to remember things we have studied, like the scenario at the beginning showed? Well, perhaps students in these situations have fallen victim to fluency illusion and believe they have mastered the material to the point where additional practice could confuse them. Effective study habits can help, though. Habitual cramming is not effective in the long run. The information is not retained for future terms. Many studies have demonstrated the benefit of distributed or spaced study. One such study tested Spanish students after different lengths of time. The students who used spaced practice scored higher than those who did not. Study in a way that engages the senses, like listening to music or studying with specific essential oils. This helps the brain later recall the information.